Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered a surprise 3-day ceasefire from the 8th to the 10th of May, coinciding with Moscow's World War II Victory Day commemorations. The Kremlin called on Ukraine to do the same, warning of, quote, an adequate and effective response should Kyiv violate the truce. The announcement comes after North Korea confirmed for the first time that it had sent troops to fight for Russia. Moscow earlier confirming the North's participation, with Mr. Putin hailing today the feat of Pyongyang's troops. The Kremlin claimed its troops retook the final village in Kursk over the weekend, or that region had been under Ukrainian control. But Kyiv denies Russia's claims, saying its troops are still operating in some parts of the Russian territory. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ordered a monument to honor the fallen soldiers, appearing to confirm that North Korean troops had indeed been killed in combat. The U.S. State Department has demanded that Pyongyang end its involvement, while South Korea says the confirmation was an admission of a criminal act.
북한군이 우크라이나 전쟁에 가담한 것은 유엔 헌장과 안보리 결의를 위반한 명백한 불법적 행위입니다. 이를 공식 인정했다는 것도 스스로 범죄 행위를 자인한 것입니다. 이에 우리 군은 국제사회와 함께 비인도적이고 불법적인 행위를 강력히 규탄합니다.
North Korea's unprecedented deployment of troops and military help appears to have given Russia a crucial battlefield advantage in the western Kursk region. South Korean and Western intelligence agencies have long claimed that Pyongyang sent soldiers to help in Kursk, with reports of deployment first emerging last October. Since then, Ukrainian officials estimate some 14,000 North Korean troops have been sent to fight for Russia. South Korean officials say that Pyongyang has also supplied weapons to help Moscow, including artillery, munitions, and ballistic missiles. But North Korean troops lack armored vehicles and drone warfare experience, reportedly leading to heavy casualties. While there are no official casualty numbers, Ukraine says around 3,000 reinforcements were sent to replace troop losses. South Korea's spy agency said in January that 300 North Korean troops had died and another 2,700 had been injured. The U.S. has a lower estimate of around 1,200 casualties. There have also been reports of Chinese citizens and Indian citizens fighting for Russia. Our North Korean state media says soldiers, quote, participated in the operations for liberating the Kursk areas. It backs earlier reports released by the Pentagon saying troops were used in infantry roles around the border region. Moscow has been trying to recapture this area from Ukraine after Kyiv launched a surprise offensive last year. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un had reportedly made the decision to deploy troops under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Treaty signed with Russian President Vladimir Putin last year. That brought the two economically and politically isolated countries much closer. And for more, Dasha Chernyshova joins us live from Moscow. Dasha, we're hearing the Kremlin saying it is prepared to send military assistance to North Korea as well. What does that say about the degree to which North Korea has helped Russia in its current offensive in Ukraine?
Well, indeed, the Russian side has finally confirmed the presence of the North Korean troops in the fighting with the Ukrainian military in Russia's western Kursk region, where the incursion of the Ukrainian military started on the 6th of August last year. Now, we know from the Russian side that the DPRK soldiers were fighting with courage and professionalism, with the Russian military praising their solidarity and the fight against the Ukrainians in Russia. We also hear in the Russian president who has been thanking not just the Russian military but also the DPRK soldiers, as well as the leader of North Korea, the authorities of North Korea and the people of the DPRK. He has said that the North Korean soldiers were fighting in the Kursk region as part of solidarity. They have been fighting because of the seeking of justice, and he also has stressed that that is in line with the strategic partnership agreements between the two countries. countries. So this Russian statement that Russia could actually also provide its military assistance to Pyongyang should the necessity arise is only proving that the sides are trying to make sure their relationship is at the highest level possible. Now, we also hear in the Russian side that everything has come in accordance with the international law. And obviously, for the Russians, this has been a very important help, because we understand that this fighting has been taking place around the areas where civilian population was living. And Moscow has indeed confirmed that should necessity arise, Moscow will be helping the Pyongyang side as well.
Meanwhile, Dasha, Russian President Vladimir Putin declaring a 3-day unilateral ceasefire to coincide with its World War II commemorations. What more do we know about this unilateral ceasefire declared by the Kremlin?
That's right. Russia says that from the humanitarian purposes, Moscow will cease any military activities on its part for 3 days, starting midnight on May 8 and ending at midnight on May 11. So the Russian side says the Ukrainians will have an opportunity to celebrate the defeat of the Nazi Germany in World War II. Now, the Russian president says he hopes that the Ukrainian side will also follow this suit, but also takes the note that the Russian military will be ready to prevent any violations and to respond should the Ukrainian side not be abiding by the ceasefire. Obviously, this is coming as a surprise, but earlier we heard about another ceasefire that took place for the celebrations of Easter, with the Russian president also declaring the unilateral ceasefire, saying that Ukraine should follow the example. But what Moscow is saying at this moment is that this move only proves that Russia is open for the negotiation, that it is willing to find a negotiated settlement for the conflict in Ukraine. But at the same time, military analysts are saying that the declaration of that ceasefire that will only come in more than a week only shows that no wider ceasefire is expected before that.
Thanks, Dasha Chernyshova there reporting live from Moscow.